Hey man, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, man? Just gonna share this out. Just gonna share this out and get a few more people on here. So just bear with me. I'm just gonna share this out. So hold up, guys. Welcome to drug recovery live streams. Welcome to drug recovery live streams with our guest speaker tonight, which is Brian Scaff. Just sharing this out, guys. Just sharing this out. Gonna get a few more viewers on here. So just give me a minute, please. What's up? What's up? Yeah, man. You can hit that green guy now. I'll get you on soon, bro. Just hit that green guy. Our guest speaker tonight is Brian Scaff, and he is going to share his story with us, which is going to be awesome. So stay tuned. Here we are, raising awareness, getting that message out there, that message of hope. Yep, I think that's about it. Okay. Awesome, awesome. So welcome. Um, okay, let's kick this off. I am going to get Brian on here, and he is going to share his testimony with us, guys. Yeah, it's powerful. So here we go. He's got a request. I'm going to get him on now. Hit the accept. Turn your phone sideways. Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Me.
How's it
Okay,
going,
here
bro?
we go. Hey, it's going good. I'm doing all right. How are you, James?
Yeah, I'm good. I just my first day of my week free out of 8 at my outpatient stay program rehab today.
Okay.
So yeah, we were learning about we were doing a RPP, which is relapse prevention plans. Um,
Right,
yeah, so
right.
that was good. I've I've got a plan in place now. You know, if a relapse comes or I feel like relapsing, I've got something can plan to help with that, which is cool. If you see my face go off screen, I'm taking a puff of a smoke because I don't want to trigger anyone with a cigarette.
Okay.
But I need a cigarette right now, so I'm just gonna puff my cigarette off screen so I don't trigger anybody.
Yeah. Hey, Craig, what's up?
So man, so yeah, let's get started. Tell us a bit about your struggles with addiction,
All right.
and and
I mean,
and where drugs have led you to.
okay. Yeah, like I was telling you, James, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. So I'm a little bit nervous, and all I really want to do is just try to give it to you as honest as possible. And I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm just going to lay it out there. So, I hope I don't offend anybody. There's some alcohol involved in this, right along with the drugs. A drug is a drug, whether it's alcohol, whatever it is. Anything that alters my mind is a drug.
That, that
So,
that's why I do
you
this.
know,
That's why I do this, bro. To to show the realness and yeah, we don't hold back as long. Yeah, well, to certain extents, but yeah, we just want to. I know there's a lot of people out there that watch these videos
right,
that are still using and struggling, so it's good to I believe personally it's good for people to hear this kind of stuff.
right, right. Well, I just want to start out by saying, I'm sitting here today. I'm talking to you only by the grace of my higher power. I do believe in a higher power, and I refer to him as God. I don't know what everybody else's is, but for me, that works. God has brought me to where I'm at, and it's by His grace that I'm here to talk to you. I come from a long line of drug addicts and alcoholics. Um, I was born 69. That makes me, do the math. I'm 49. I'm not no young. I ain't no spring chicken anymore.
Yeah.
But but yeah, I come from a long line of alcoholics. I guess I could say I could go back to the beginning. Is like my mother was married several times when I was younger. I've not had many role models in my life to show me what a father was. I was brought up in an alcoholic environment. My mother drank. Her father drank. There was also a lot of criminalistic behavior in our family. My grandfather killed my grandmother when my mother was young due to alcohol. He was drunk, came in and killed her, and he did life in prison. My mother drank. I believe it must be genetic because it's all throughout our line and through our history. I know a lot of people don't believe in it being genetic, but I believe it is. What I want to say is that my mother tried the best she could to raise me and to teach me right. A single mom raising, a couple boys, and she had a rough life. But like I said, she was married 3 times. She each man, the only thing I really got from them relationships was how to treat a woman mentally abusive, physically abusive. Love was or anything. I knew, and when I was coming up as a youngster, was to be, I reach out a lot to be accepted, and I think that's what played a big part of my life, was looking for that acceptance, always, growing up wanting somebody just to love me, not really knowing what it really felt like, just knowing that I wanted to be needed by somebody. And I think that, as I got older in my pre-teen years, I'd say, I took my first drink when I was 10. I smoked my first joint when I was 10, and I knew right away that was how, I would be accepted by the people I was around, because those people were doing that type of thing, and I felt a part of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was the first time in my life that I had ever been a part of something, even though, it was bad behavior. It didn't matter to me throughout my life. It didn't matter as long as I was getting attention. It didn't matter if it was good or bad. One of my character defects is self-seeking and selfishness, and it's something that I work on even today. Even though I'm not drinking and I'm not drugging and I'm not living that type of life, I still have to be conscious of, me. I always have to ask myself what my motive is. Why do I want this from this person? Because even though I'm clean, I can still get into that behavior of wanting to get something out of it. Always, what are you going to do for me kind of attitude. But, and when I was younger, I guess, like I said, I was 10, I started drinking, but not on a daily basis, just here and there. But as I got older, I really excelled with the marijuana. It seemed to be the one thing that really got me. I thought that I was, invincible. I was smarter. I could do something better. It gave me confidence where I didn't have it within me. It gave me that false sense of that I was somebody,
Yeah.
And later on in life, I guess what had happened is, of course, with an addict and an alcoholic, we progress in our disease, and that's what happened. As I became older, into 14 and 15 years old, I'm finding myself in and out of juvie institutions due to drinking, due to drugs. I experimented with some cocaine at a young age, and
He's got a
whole pill process. What is it?
Oh, I was just saying, your notifications. I should have told you to turn them off, but it's all right. It just freezes you for a couple of seconds every time it comes in. But just quickly before you continue, guys, can I please get a can I please get a share on this video to share this out to spread that message of hope, and if you can invite some people in, that'll be much appreciated. But so continue.
Yeah, so what I was saying is this: it's like, for me, it started at a young age, and it all boiled down to the people that I had around me just wanting to be accepted. Later in life, it became an isolation to where I drank alone and I drugged alone, because that was my only true friend that I had in my life, was the drinking and the dope. It was the only time I felt like I was worth anything. You know, it gave me that false sense of belonging and being something. You know, I guess all throughout my life there was this hole inside of me that I just kept filling up with that. When it came down to a spiritual side, or a relationship with a higher power. So, you know, like I was saying, I guess when I was around 14 or 15, I decided, you know, to get involved with some heavier drugs, and I started doing cocaine. I started messing around with selling it. I knew people, you know, I was getting involved in some really bad things. Um, I ended up doing some juvie time in a hard juvie institution, and I stayed there until I was 18. I got out of there when I was 18. I went right back to the same thing, you know, drinking and drugging. And by this point, the only thing that institution had done for me was give me a street education on how to be a better criminal. So what I did is I got out and I became better at it. So at that point, my son was born when I was around 18. So we moved from a small town in Greenfield to a big city of Columbus, Ohio. And I became involved in some gang activity there at a young age. So the reason being in that was because they made me feel that acceptance. They gave me a sense of family and stability that I didn't have in my life. So I gravitated to those type of people. And as we went on, you know, things, you know, I was able to get a job. I was able to work, but still continue to use and to get involved in more criminal activity. You know, it didn't matter what it was. If they asked me to do something, I did it because I had to have that pat on the back, you know,
Yeah.
or I did a lot of it later on in life just to get the dope that I needed. Because I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I was no dope boy by any means. I wasn't out there making no money. I was my best customer, and that's a fact, you know, and that's how it became, you know.
That reminds me just of myself. I was exactly the same.
Yeah,
And I think a lot of what
yeah,
you're saying relates to me, and probably relates to a lot of people. It relates to a lot of people. You know what it does to you and the things that it makes you do.
right, right. And as I grew older, I became more bolder because I was getting away with a lot more, thinking that I was sneaking. It's just I wasn't getting caught. But what had happened is I ended up selling some. I ended up selling some drugs in the early 2000s, and I got a case for drug trafficking. So they sent me away to a prison. While I was in that prison, I got involved in some drug treatment, and I was doing it all for the wrong reasons, of course. I'm in there, and I'm walking the walk. I'm talking the talk. I'm Mr. Big Book. You know what I mean? I got the NA book. I'm telling everybody what it is to be clean, and I have it all up here. It's all up here in my head, but none of it was in my heart. It wasn't ready. I had too many reservations. It wasn't ready to. I hadn't had enough. You know, we all got to hit that bottom in life, and for me, going to prison at that time in my life was not my bottom. I got out of prison after doing 3 years. I came out still involved with the gang activity, the same gang, and all I got was a chip on my shoulder that the police had did me wrong, law enforcement had did me wrong. So now I wanted to get back at them. So what I did is I became a more violent criminal, to where things escalated. And then at some point in there, I got involved with what was called Oxycontin, some pain medication. So I started taking that. It was in no time at all that I ended up getting involved with heroin. And then once heroin came into my life, I thought that I had found what I'd been looking for my whole life. It seemed that it had fulfilled that need within me, that I didn't need anybody's acceptance anymore, and that I was good to go on my own. You know, as long as I had that, I was okay. And you know, along with this was the drinking. You know, that goes hand in hand
It does.
with everything that I've ever did in my life. You know, alcohol and drugs. To me, everybody always says, "What's your drug of choice?" Well, mine is all. I don't have one drug of choice. I like alcohol, Xanaxes, and I like uh, anything. I'm what you would call a garbage truck. You know what I mean? Anything that I could put in me to change my state of mind, then that's what I did. So what happened is this. About 9 years ago, I got involved with this same gang, and we committed a robbery where I ended up driving the getaway car. And in that process, I had been drinking and doping, and all this was drug motivated. What I did was help these boys do this crime so that I could get more drugs, and that's really I was no different than the homeless man. I'd already lost everything throughout my life. I'd gained a home, a couple of homes actually, cars. I'd had it all, but then I lost it all because when I got it all, I ended up selling it all right back to get more dope. Was none able to keep hold of anything. My life was so unmanageable that I didn't have no concept of it. The drugs had taken away any type of control in my life that I thought I had. It's what you would call, I was powerless. Over the first time that I put that drink or that drug in me, my life turned to chaos. And the people around me, I became a hurricane. And I blew through their life and destroyed everything that was around me and destroyed them. It took me a long time to figure that out because after I was involved in this criminal activity with this robbery, I was sentenced to 8 years in Lebanon Correctional Institution in Ohio, which is probably ranked I would give it number 3 in the United States as one of the worst prisons that there is. While I was there, I would like to tell you that I straightened up and I started walking the right path.
Yeah.
But that is not what happened. What happened is I got involved with the gang, the same gang. We happened to be in all the institutions also. So I got involved in that. I ended up getting stabbed. I ended up stabbing another gentleman. I ended up, living the life that I lived out here. Only in there I became a different type of animal and continued to use until the end of that bit when I was down to the end of the 8 years, the last few months. I'd got myself in enough trouble that they put me in what's called solitary confinement. Once I got into solitary confinement, the only thing that I had left, the Bible and God. And I want to tell you, when I was younger, my mother did try to instill a Christian belief style in me, but I rejected that because it didn't go with what I wanted to do. I wanted to live a life of chaos, and that's what I did. So when I was in that cell, I began to read that Bible, and I began to read the literature from the AA, from the NA, began to talking to other guys who were living that type of life in there, who I would call lames, but these guys ain't getting in no trouble. These guys are happy. And I seen that they had something that I wanted. They had something inside of them that spoke to me, that they had this peace about them that I didn't have. All I had inside of me was a bunch of rage, and I just wanted to lash out and hurt everybody that I could and that was around me. And I didn't understand it was because I was so miserable about myself. I hated me so much that I hated the world. And it was all due to the fact of the drugs, the drinking, and I had not found that connection with my higher power. So I'm not going to turn this into a preaching or a minister or anything like that. I'm just telling you all what worked for me.
Yeah.
It may not work for you. We all take a different path to get to where we are today.
I also just want to say that guys, I've had a lot of people reaching out to me, and I just want to say that I'm no professional, I'm no expert. I'm still early in my recovery. I'm only 6 months into my recovery. I'm just doing these videos for educational purposes only. If you are struggling and you need somebody, reach out to a professional call-in addiction helpline, because if you reach out to me, I'm only doing this to spread awareness, but I don't have all the right answers, and I appreciate that you guys reach out to me and stuff, but I just want to put it out there that I am no professional and I don't have all the right answers. So and also for the people that just joined, if you can please invite your friends and give this video a share so we can spread this message. And yeah, I just wanted to put that warning there.
Yeah. But really what this is about, I skipped over a lot of things in my life, and I've left a lot of things out because really what I want to talk about is the message of hope, what you were just saying. This isn't a story about drugs. This isn't a story about, crime. This is a story about somebody that was like me, who may be out there. I want you to understand, if I can get to where I'm at right now, I believe anybody can if you have what's called willingness. If you truly want to change, you can do that. But change only starts with you. And for me, what happened was this. While I was in that solitary confinement, while I was sitting, I began to read. and I began to do something that I never really did. I'm sure we've all prayed them prayers, them foxhole prayers. We talk about, God, get me out of this one. You know, I won't do that again. But I became sincere. I said, and I told my God, I said, hey, I don't want to live like this no more. You know, I don't want to go out and hurt nobody no more. You know, I want to be the father and the grandfather that I know I can be, but I can't do it by myself.
Respect.
So what happened is this. When I walked out of that prison, November the 4th of last year, I walked through them gates and I had what's called a spiritual experience. So as the gates were closing behind me, every time I got a step closer to that door, the fact became known in my head that I didn't have to return to that anymore, that I didn't have to go back to that. So what I did was this, and this is a suggestion. It's not anything I'm telling anybody to do. But when I got out, the first thing I did is I didn't go back to the same place. I didn't go back to the same people. I didn't go back to the same thing. I changed up everything in my life. I dropped everything that I knew, and I went to something I didn't know. I went back to that small town where I was born at, and I've been going from there for 30 years. So I come back to this small little town. I humbled myself to stay with my parents, and that's a rough thing to do, is to humble yourself down, knowing that I can get what I want to get. If I return to that old life, I could have my own place. I wanted to do it right this time. So what I did is I went back to I allowed someone to help me. I let my parents step in and actually help me. We had no relationship when I was out living in the world and doing the things I was doing. I got a brother I had no relationship with. I had a son and daughter, grandchildren. I didn't talk to any of them. But when I walked out of that prison, I picked up the phone and I called AA Central Office, and they hooked me up with a guy, and that guy is my sponsor today. But I'm telling you, people, you know, there's an old saying, God doing for us what we can't do for ourselves. Well, he put that man in my life, and that man is the type, and he goes into these institutions, and he takes the message of hope in there, and I got put with him, and I've been working the steps with him, and I'm going to tell you right now, since November the 4th to today has been the best my life has been since I can remember. I can't remember a life this good. God, I'll tell you what, here's what I've gotten out of this. I've got a relationship with my parents. I got a relationship with my children. I got a lady in my life who's in recovery. You know, living this way of life and working the steps. And that's the thing. You have to have a sponsor. You have to work the steps. You got to go to meetings. You got to do these things. I used to think that I didn't have to do any of that I could do this on my own. But I'm here to tell you, it didn't work for me. It might work for y'all. You know, give it a shot. Because one thing's for sure, the only thing you got to gain is more pain and misery. If it don't work, it's going to be waiting on you. So,
Hey, bro,
you know,
I don't know if you can see the comments, but Tamara Hughes, she just said, she's crying. Your stories like really touched somebody, and I know that that this will inspire a lot of people. And that's why I do these, because
right.
you know, like people love to
Right.
hear this stuff.
Right. Well, I'm early in recovery, and for me, not to have taken a drink, not to walk into a bar, not to look. I turned my back on my so-called brothers that I've been with since I was 18. I'm no longer a gangbanger. I'm not out here robbing people. I'm not hurting nobody. What I want in life, I got today, and that's really the one thing that I want everybody to remember. I can't live till tomorrow. I can't live in the past. All I got is today. And that's what I work on. If I can make it through the day and not pick up a drink and not pick up a drug or not commit a criminal act, then I've done what's been asked of me by my higher power, and I feel good about it in myself. Now, here's some other things going on in my life. Not only do I, in recovery, things ain't always unicorns and rainbows. My liver's failing. I'm waiting on a liver transplant. If I don't get it, then I don't have long on this earth. But what I do have is this. I have faith in knowing that when I do leave this earth, I'm going to leave here a sober man, and then I'm going to go with a clear mind. I'm not going to leave here in a drug state of mind. And I have good things in my life. You know, one thing that I always wondered in my life was this. On your tombstone, there's two dates. You got your birth date and you got your death date. That line in between is what counts. And then that line in between, towards the end, is going to say good things about me. And that's what matters to me. I want people to know that you can change. It's not it's not easy. Change ain't easy. It ain't easy for me. Every day I would love to take a drink, but I can't do it. I cannot do it. And eventually the desire for that drink is going to leave because that's what the literature says. And I believe in it. I believe it because I see it working in my life. I see it working in my girl's life. I see it working all around me because the people I surround myself with today are all positive. There's nobody in this phone that when I flip through my phone, nobody in there will sell me drugs because we're all fellowship.
Awesome.
Nobody in this phone does drugs. Nobody in this phone drinks. I surround myself with positive people. And you know, if you're not positive, don't talk to me because I got nothing to say to you. You know, that's just the way it is. James, I really don't have too much more to say because I didn't really want to get into a long you know, I could tell you all day criminal activity. I could tell you all day what it's like to shoot dope, to fall out, to OD. But everybody out there already knows that because they've lived it. If they're watching this, they've already lived that life. What you need to know about is there's a life after that. If you want it, you can change. You just got to go get it. I tell people all the time, if I put as much effort into this recovery as I did into getting that dope, which I'd have walked 20 miles in a blizzard to get me a shot of heroin, then I should be able to walk 20 miles in a blizzard to get a shot of a meeting
Yeah.
or to see my sponsor or to do something good for somebody else, to reach out and to help another addict or alcoholic who's suffering and say, hey, man, hang in there. Just get through this minute. You ain't got to worry about the next hour. Worry about this 1 minute. Can you go this minute? Can you go another minute? Can you make it 5, 10 minutes? Can you, you don't got to do this at your own speed. And the main thing that I can press on this is this: positive people help. Put them people in your life. James, that's really all I got to say, man. I don't know what else, you know?
That was awesome. Yeah, no. Well, what an inspiration. That's that's why I wanted to get you on here to to hear a bit of your story. And I've seen at least two different people say that they've cried from hearing your story because it's touched them. And it's someone just said that
Yeah,
this reminds
yeah,
her her brother died. Her brother died of liver failure. And yeah, we might be clean now, but there's always those ongoing issues with the
right,
problems that drugs have
right,
caused us. And
yeah,
at the moment,
yeah,
with me personally, it's my teeth. My teeth are crumbling. I'm having toothaches. I probably got other medical issues as well
right,
that are going
yeah,
to come up, but
right,
yeah,
right, right. Yeah, I mean that's what happens. And when we're out here and we're doing dope, our health suffers. Like I said, my liver is shot. And that's due to, of course, I had Hep C. I drink like there was no tomorrow. And we don't think about the damage that we do to our own selves. And you talk about your teeth. My teeth have been, man, I've been hit in the mouth so many times. Most of my teeth are knocked out from getting knocked out in the joint. But I've got a lot of health issues, and but what I'm learning today is this: I woke up today, and I'm grateful. And that's the only thing I can say is when you wake up in the morning, thank your higher power. You got another day, because I do. I may not have tomorrow. My liver may shut down tonight, and I may die tonight. But at least one thing's for sure: I told somebody today. I hope I told several people today that there is hope. You're not alone. I hear that a lot, that you're alone, but you're not. There's somebody that is praying for you. I'm praying for all alcoholics, all addicts, that they could find the peace of mind that I found.
wow, that was powerful. That was awesome, bro. Yeah, I have some more requests, so I'll get somebody else on. But before that, before we cut this, do you just want to give one last message of hope to the active users and to anyone struggling? Um, yeah,
Yeah. I would just say, man, look, put positive people in your life. You see me on Facebook, I'm out there. If you want to talk, I'm here. I'll listen. One thing about that is I'm always willing to help. Um, I'll do what I can to find the resources for you. I'm by.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're back. You're back.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, look, I'm cutting in and out. So, like I said, you see my name on here. Has anybody wants to just text me if you need me? I'm here for you. Keep your head up.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Wow, that was awesome. That was awesome. Yeah, that was a powerful message. That was a powerful message. If you do, you want to talk to somebody that's got a lot of life experience and been around like that man has. He's been, he's been there. He's done that, and he can give you good advice. Anyone that wants to reach out to me, I'm always here as well to talk to. But I want you to know I am no professional. If you need professional advice, call an addiction helpline or go seek a trained professional because, I don't have all the right answers, but I'm always here to support you. I love all addicts and I'm just, I do this to, you know, just raise awareness and to show people other people's stories because, I just love it. It's a passion. It's a passion of mine. Um, if you've just joined, can you please give my video a share, invite your friends, help spread this message. I think I've got a request here for someone else that wants to come on. So if they are still here, I will get you on. Carla, I am adding you in, Carla. Hit accept, turn your phone sideways, and we will get you on here. The guest declines your live video. Okay. Does I had somebody else that sent me a request before. If you want to come on my live, hit the green guy at the bottom, send me a request, and I will get you on here. I'm just waiting for some requests. If I don't get a request, I will start inviting people to join. But I don't like to do that because if I do invite you, you don't have to accept. But yeah, I'd like to get someone else on here to. Maybe one or two more people to close out this live for our 1 hour live for the night. Okay, I'm going to have a look here. Adding you in, Carla. Hit accept, turn your phone sideways, and it will add you in. It's adding now, so we'll just see what happens. Adding you in, and please give my video a share, invite. Guest declined your invitation. Okay, it's still got it up there. Does anyone else want to go live with me? I need another speaker to go live. Come on, guys, don't be shy. Get out of your comfort zone. Spread your message of hope. Oh, my son's in here. He's crying for his daddy. I'll be with you soon, son. I love you. Go eat some chocolate. Good boy. Woohoo! Okay, does anyone else want to go live with me? If no one else wants to go live with me, I will be calling on the bro, Rob Allen. Actually, I would like to finish out the stream with Rob Allen. But is there anybody else that wants to send me a request? Okay, I'm going to decline that one. Tracy Callan, I think you sent me a request before, so I'm going to add you in. Hit accept and turn your phone sideways. If you decline, if you don't want to come on, that's fine. Just decline and I will invite somebody else onto the live. So we will see what happens if Tracy is going to join the live or not. Hit accept, turn your phone sideways. Okay. Hey bro, Matthew Chaffin. Would you like to come on my live, bro? If not, I am going to ask Rob Allen, our suicide prevention specialist. Um, this guy works for a suicide prevention help desk, and he answers phones and he saves lives and he helps people, and he's awesome and he's got great advice. I don't have any requests, guys. I'd like to get somebody on here. Okay, bro. You said yes, so hit accept, turn your phone sideways, and we will get you on, bro. Come spread a message of hope. Also, if you've just joined, please give my video a share. Hey, what's up, man?
What's up? What's up?
How you going? Where are you connecting from tonight?
I'm from Ohio, right where Brian's from. Brian's my brother. I love him.
Oh yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I met Brian about 3 months ago.
So
This is really good stuff. Man. I'm glad I got connected to this.
man, I'm glad to have you here. This is this is the power of social media and the internet these days. It can it can connect us, and we can share our stories. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great, man. I never imagined nothing like this. It's very cool, man. I've been clean about 10 months now.
Nice, bro. Nice. That's what's up. Respect.
Yeah, I've been trying to get clean for about 10 years, man. I've been trying to do this thing for a long time, and I really relate to Brian because I've done over 10 years in the penitentiary, and all over the drug use
Yeah.
and being locked up and being locked up my whole life, in and out of jails, institutions, and rehabs, and Brian really shared the message of hope, and I'll share something with you, man. I've been in the streets most of my life, in and out of jail, and I couldn't figure out how to do this, man. And I said this in the comments earlier, is we have a disease, and it's an allergy of the mind, body, and soul.
Right.
And once we put a drug in us, or once I put a drug in me, I can't stop.
I'm the same.
I can't stop, and it can start with just some alcohol, and then by the nighttime I'm smoking crack. For a long time I couldn't admit that my life was unmanageable, and then I was powerless. I was powerless over stuff, and I always wanted to control everything. I wanted to be in control of everything. I wanted to be in control of my friends. I wanted to be in control of the dope, and I wanted to be in control of the woman and everything. And realization, you can't be in control because this ain't your world. And I used to live in my world. I lean a lot. My higher power is God. My higher power is Jesus Christ, and He's my Lord and Savior. And I read the Bible, and I read the AA book, I read the NA text. And it says in the Bible, it says a double-minded man will stumble and fall in all his ways. And when I was in my own will, trying to do my own thing, trying to control things, I stumbled and fall because it was me. There's more to this picture than just being clean and being a good person. A lot of us try to live for our girlfriends or our wives or our kids or whoever. I did that for a long time. I would try to get clean from my mother, and I would try to get clean from my wife, and I would try to get clean from my family, but I never got clean from myself. And that's what you got to do. You got to live for yourself, and I got to live for my higher power, which is God. And God has took the taste of drugs out of my mouth. And it's powerful. I'm so glad that I met you,
I'm so glad to have met you. I'm grateful
James.
to have you here. You and Brian. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so glad to have met you guys. So
Yeah, but this road, like Brian was saying, this road to recovery, it's not easy.
mm,
You're going to struggle. Everything ain't going to be peaches and cream all the time. Brian said it good. And I was 8 months clean, and the police went to my mother's looking for me, and I have felony warrants to this. I had felony warrants. I had to turn myself in. And you know, I asked God, why you do this now when I'm doing good? Why you want to put me back? But really, He's just testing my faith, testing my recovery.
yeah.
You know, because if you can take everything, long as I can stay clean, you can take everything from me.
And what's working?
And it says,
what's working for you to stay clean? What steps are you taking, and what are the things that you're doing?
well, first I went to inpatient treatment.
Yeah.
I went to detox, and then I went to inpatient in-house treatment for 3 months. And now I live at a faith house where it's faith-based. We go to church. We pray for each other. We pray for everybody. I prayed for Brian before he got on here. You know, and I pray for Brian that liver is going to be sent, or it's going to be healed. God's going to do something for him. You know, I pray for you. I'm going to pray for you since I know you. I'm going to pray for every person on this live video, and because prayer changes things. You know, our third step is I turn my will and my life over to the care of God of my understanding. And I ain't saying you got to believe in God. I just say I believe in God. It can be your understanding, whatever understanding you got of God. As long as you got one and you got something higher than you that can keep you pushing, then live for it.
Yep.
You know, because that's the only thing. That's the only way. Because you go to step 12, it says, by having a spiritual awakening through the result of these steps, you know, you should have had a spiritual awakening in somehow. And I don't know how somebody else is going to get it, but how I got it was through church and through my pastor and through the Bible and through other people loving me. And because I didn't love myself. I hated myself for a long time. But the people in the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous and church loved me until I loved myself. They gave me hugs when I couldn't give myself a hug. I couldn't look myself in the mirror for a long time. You know, I only weighed 176 pounds 10 months ago. I weigh 300 pounds today. You know, I was tore out the frame, man. Like I would have killed somebody for some dough, because that's all I wanted. And I share this a lot because I've gave my lead a couple times in the rooms, and you know, I didn't chase drugs. I chased a feeling. I just wanted to feel better.
Yep.
And you know, and really, when I was using drugs, was I feeling better? Probably not. It is because it only went away for a minute, and then it comes right back. You know, and man, I'm so thankful for this right now, man. It's giving me cold chills talking. You know, and it's because I love to share the message of hope. Because I'm a person that I used the needle for 11 years, and I've smoked crack for 20 years, and I couldn't put 24 hours together. But now I got almost 10 months clean.
Respect.
And when I meet people like you and like Brian, it just shows me that it still works.
Yep.
It works if you work it. You know, it works if you work it. You got to keep working it.
Man,
And
I do this at this time. I do this at this time every day. Now I haven't been doing it for long, and it's only growing. A couple of weeks ago when I first started this, I was only getting 1 viewer, 2 viewers. Now I'm getting I'm getting more, and I'm just going to keep doing it at the same time. So, you know, if you're ever awake around this time, come join in. I only expect it to grow and to reach more people and to hear more stories.
Yeah, you got to. Don't stop. Because our mind will tell us stuff like, oh, you're not good enough and stuff like that. Don't listen to that stuff,
I think you're blocking the mic, bro. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
You hear me now? Don't stop doing what you're doing. Because your mind will tell you you're not good enough. Well, mine does. I'm not going to talk about you because my mind will tell me I'm not good enough. Because right before you was asking for a request, I was like, no, I'm not going to talk. But then you said get out your comfort zone, and I was like, yeah, I gotta get out of my comfort zone. So let's do it.
Awesome.
But don't let nothing stop you, man. Don't let nothing stop you from sharing the message of hope. Don't let nothing stop you because we live by honesty, willingness, and open-mindedness. And what you're doing, it makes people be honest, willing, and open to whatever. And there's people in here probably still using drugs.
Oh man, I've got a huge friend list of people still using drugs, and I say it multiple times on my page too. If you're still using drugs, that's fine. I'm here to inspire you. But as soon as if you come in, and this is another message to you guys, if you come and you hate on my posts or you start giving me negativity, that's the only time I'm going to have to, you're not going to get a response. You're just going to get a block and I'm going to remove you. But as long as you don't come and hate on my posts and you don't give me negative comments to what I'm doing, I will just leave you as a friend because, I had hundreds of addicts as friends before. I haven't removed them. The only people that have been removed are the ones that have been jumping in this lives and start saying hate messages and stuff, and then I can't handle that.
That's good, man. Don't let nothing stop you. Don't let nothing stop you, man. This is truly amazing. I thank you for letting me be a part of this. And Brian told me about you. He told me he was going to speak tonight and stuff. And I was sitting waiting patiently, man. I had just got off work.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't wait to hear it.
What do you do for work?
I love Brian. What is it?
What do you do for work?
I'm a cook.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That's actually but it's become a hobby of mine, cooking. I'm not a very good cook, and but I have to learn how to look after myself now because what I used to do. So but yeah, no respects to being able to cook. I can't cook, but I'm trying to learn. So maybe if you've got like a good easy recipe, like you could send me, like that'd be awesome.
I will send you some. I've been cooking a long time. I love to do it, but just to tell you, to encourage you, we can do all things. You know what I mean? Anything we put our mind to, you can do it. Look at the day one when you was clean. The first day you got clean, you didn't think you could do it, but look at you now.
Yeah, I had no chance. I had no choice because I got incarcerated for 3 months. So while I was there, I was proud of myself. I got clean in jail, and then I got released, and I'm on the ankle bracelet now, a GPS monitor, and I was just like, nah, I'm gonna come. I decided while I was there, I was like, no, I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna stay clean, and I'm gonna get involved with recovery groups. I'm gonna go to rehab, and I'm doing an outpatient stay program at the moment for 8 weeks. I'm in my 3rd week, and I'm learning a lot of good tools, and I'm doing NA, and I'm just what use with and what Brian was saying before about how hard we used to chase the to get our next fix. That's how hard I'm chasing my recovery, just doing whatever it takes.
That's great, man. How often do you do this?
I do this every day at the same time. So for me it's 7 o'clock here in New Zealand time. It's the only time that I get to go on the internet. It's the only time I can do it. So it's like 1 a.m. for you guys. Yeah, I know it must be late. So I appreciate you staying up.
Yeah, I'll be on here, man. I'm gonna be on here. Maybe not nightly, but I'll be on here sometimes. And because I love to hear the message of hope and recovery and meetings, because it gives me hope, man. And everybody needs to hear it. Every addict needs to hear stuff like this, man.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. Just from people joining on and then sharing, and then more people have been following. And I had a lady the other night that tuned in from Hawaii, and then I've had like people from Australia and England, and it's just it's just amazing. Like to all be connected from different places and to hear each other's messages.
Yeah, it's great. Just keep up the good work, man. I'm gonna get off here because I gotta work in the morning.
No worries. I appreciate you coming on, and
But I love you. I love you.
love you too, bro. Hey, just before you go, a message of hope to the active users out there that are still struggling.
Say it again.
Just before you leave us, do you just want to give a message of hope to reach out to those people that are still using and struggling? A quick message of hope.
Quick message of hope. I found out in my addiction that I have to surrender to the disease of addiction, and I'm powerless over people. My life is unmanageable, and one is too many, and 1,000 is never enough. So once I put one in me, I can't stop using. And most addicts are just like me. So that's the message of hope. Just know that you're powerless and you got to surrender every day to this stuff.
Awesome, man. So yeah.
I really appreciate you.
Yeah,
I do.
Thank you so much for that. That's awesome.
Yep. Thank you, man.
Okay, later.
I don't know you.
Yeah, that was awesome. I had a request here from one of my mates, but he's left. So I have no more requests. If you would like to come on and be my last live guest for the night and give a message out to the people, that would be awesome. If not, I will probably shut this down very soon. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. Please, would somebody like to come on here? Step out of your comfort zone. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Spread them. Even just whether you're an addict or not, it does not matter. As long as you've got a positive message to say, I will get you on here. Okay, I'm going to have a look at these cameras. Who's got cameras next to their names? Only a couple of people. Okay, Keith Kitson. Bro, you don't have to accept. You can decline the offer. I've just added you in. If you do want to accept, just hit accept and turn your phone sideways. If not, you can decline, and I will get Rob Allen on here to end out the night with me. So yeah, it says it's adding you in, bro. You don't have to accept, but declines. Okay, that's cool, bro. I respect. Hey, Rob Allen. Thank you, Ben. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, okay, here we go. We are going to get Rob Allen on to close out our live for the night. It's been an awesome live. Hey, what's up, bro?
What's going on, man?
Nah, not a lot.
I hear you.
How's recovery today?
It's going pretty good. I mean, I had this Monday. Didn't do a whole lot during the weekend as far as my outreach work stuff goes, but I had a phone call early this morning, doing my little thing, but going good. What about you? I mean, how's things in New Zealand?
Good, bro. Just did a relapse prevention plan today, which was pretty
Yep.
interesting. We got into some pretty deep stuff. My mind is blowing. Man, oh yeah, today was an intense day at rehab. Like the information, my mind is, yeah, I absorbed a lot, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It's going good.
It's good. Get some tools. Get those tools in you out there so you know what to do, and you know, you can share them with other people. I'm sure there's a lot of people that could use them. Knowledge is power, and you can't never have too much of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm chasing. Just I'm finding it difficult to retain all that information because I think all the drugs is my mind is just like I used to be able to retain a lot of information and I still can and I'm not stupid but yeah the drugs do take an effect on your mind and your body like I've just started noticing it. I'm not as clued up as I used to be but I did well at school. I finished school. I got a diploma in computing. I got a degree in business, and but yeah, I'm finding it a lot harder to study these days than what I used to.
Well, it absolutely makes a difference. I mean, it does. There's it's proven fact time and time again. It makes a big difference. But you can regain a lot of that. Further time goes on. Yeah, when I quit drinking, I mean my whole different. It took me a while, but everything changed. My way of thinking, my how clear I could think, and just everyday actions. Everything changes. In time after you get. I was a bad alcoholic, and everything changes in time. It takes time, but everything changes.
Yeah, we so we usually go to the Narcotics Anonymous meetings at rehab, but we've got a young guy. He's an alcoholic, and all he thinks about is alcohol, and he's quite bad on the alcohol. And just hearing some of his stories at the rehab today, yeah, it's pretty sad. But so tomorrow morning we're going to instead of a Narcotics Anonymous meeting tomorrow, we're going to go to a Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. So that'll be my first time at one of those. I'm not an alcoholic
Yeah.
myself, but it'll be good to see because it really opens my eyes how he was saying that like whenever he drives down the road you go past every bottle store's a trigger, every pub's a trigger, every advertisement that's got liquor in it for him's a trigger. So I never thought about that for alcoholics as how many there's a lot more drugs are hidden behind closed doors so you're not going to see it on every street corner where as an alcoholic there's a lot more triggers around.
It's not just. I mean, it's not just alcohol in stores. There's some of your everyday items you use has alcohol in it. It'd be a trigger. Like mouthwash and stuff like that's got alcohol in
Yeah,
it. Some of
right.
that
Yeah,
stuff
yeah, yeah.
does. It's everywhere, and yeah, it's really tough. To not drink. It gets better. It gets easier. I mean, it got easier for me. Um, more time goes on, the easier it gets for me. I'm not going back down that road. And that's it can be done. Um, yeah, but the biggest thing with me was willpower. I mean, I was ready to be done. I mean, I wasn't no, it was my decision to be done. It wasn't no court decision or problems with the legal system. And I gave it to God, and I surrendered it to Him, and I said I'm ready to be done. And with Him and me, we got together and got it done. But if I hadn't done it, if I hadn't give it up on my terms, I wasn't gonna give it up. And I knew that already. And so it's tough. It's tough. I had to really want it, and I had to want it really bad. But I wanted it really bad, and I succeeded.
Yeah.
So, but it was. I mean, it was a challenge. I'm not gonna lie to anybody out there. It was tough, and first thing I had to do was, find the will to live. And then when I found that and got that under control, then I then I said, well, I'm gonna make the full circle, and, work on my alcohol addiction, and I did. And I mean, it's difference. Like you said, difference in thinking is difference in thinking is night and day now. Difference in actions is night and day, and it was worth it for me. It's care less about the money. The money ain't important, but it was definitely worth it for the way I feel. I felt better this past year than I felt a long time, and didn't even realize I wasn't feeling good, until I got clean. And that's something we don't notice, just how bad we really feel until we get out of our system.
What are you doing? What are you doing to keep yourself safe, so you don't pick that drink back up?
I'm so busy, I just staying busy. With my suicide outreach work, and then family life, and I just staying busy. I'm just staying. If I've got a free moment a day, it's it has a purpose somewhere, So I'm staying busy.
Yeah, that's
daylight. Whenever I get up in the morning till I go to bed at night, it's busy, and I don't allow myself that much free time to think about things, get in my head, or of course, I'm ADHD. I'm gonna stay busy. If free time's not good time for me.
yeah. I'm trying to do the same. I ran out of things to do, but yeah, that's why I'm just trying to look for some new hobbies and stuff. I've taken up cooking. I don't really know what else. I don't know what else to do, but I'm keeping busy during the day. I'm busy all day long. It's when I come home and I start running out of things to do, and my mind starts ticking, and yeah.
Us addicts, we gotta have something to do. We're either gonna be obsessing over our addiction, or we're gonna be obsessing over something else. We just gotta be busy, or that's my general take on it. I can totally forget about everything if I got something to do.
Yeah, that's also
but
another reason.
When I'm sitting around, and when I'm sitting around doing nothing, that's when I'm thinking about it the most. And it's people, places, and things. And we really truly got to change all three of them. And we can do that. We can definitely have the right tools in the right direction.
Hey, what's up, Duncan?
It's just,
what's up, my man? Hey, if you guys are just joining the live, can you please give me a share and invite friends? Get this message out there. If there's anyone else that would like to come live as well after Rob, give me a request now, or else this is going to end soon. I'm trying to keep this to about an hour each night. It's a good. This is a good. That's also why I do this once a night. This is my hour of. There's no way I'm going to use drugs in this hour, and I leave it at this time as well, because this usually seems to be like a real trigger time for me. So I specifically chose this time so that people will start tuning in at the same time every night. And also I noticed that if I was to use, this would be a trigger time that I would start messaging somebody trying to get some methamphetamine.
Well, another thing, man, anytime you think you got to do something like that, reach out. You're building a network here. You're spreading a positive message here, and rely on. Reach out to some of the people that you're helping now, because they'll be there to help you. That's the way this works. It's not an I deal. It's what we do.
Yeah, I got a couple of hate messages from people saying, "Bro, what are you up to? You're only new in your recovery. You don't know what you're talking about. Blah 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 blah. You can't help people and stuff." So I just want to put it out there, guys, that I'm not trying to act like I know it all, because I don't. I'm doing this for myself, to gain more knowledge as well. I know a lot of people have been reaching out to me, and if you need to reach out to someone, I'll be here to talk to you. I will never ignore you. But if I recommend to call an addiction helpline and to seek professional advice, because I am no professional, but I have life experience. But Yeah, so that's to the haters out there. I'm not trying to act like I know it all because I don't know it all, and I'm not going to act like I know it all because I'm just a recovering addict like you guys, and I'm doing this to to gain knowledge and stuff. That's why I do this.
Lived experience is valuable. I mean, lived experience is absolutely valuable. And I mean, if you've been in that situation and you've moved beyond it, you've got tools to tell somebody else how to get beyond it. Absolutely. I mean, it's a valuable thing to have. And some people are going to say what they want to say. I don't care who you are and what your message is. Somebody's not going to like it. Somebody's not going to like my message.
Mm.
And, my message is, I'm not a recovery expert. I never claimed to be. I've got my lived experiences of what worked for me, and it was my individual program that worked for me. And I've got my lived experience of what got me through suicidal and depression, and then I've got my training that got me the general knowledge of what gets you through suicide and depression. And if my message don't work, tune in. Somebody's got a message that does work for you. It's that simple. It's it's an individual program for individual person, but it's a 12-step program.
Hey, Damien just asked, is this
And
live? Yes, bro, this is live. You are watching live, bro. This isn't recorded.
we're just sharing what works for us.
Yeah.
And then it's not set in stone. I mean, it could have variations here and there of what works best for you. And that's all it means. It's just my program ain't your program. And what works for me may not work for the next person. It's an individual program to a certain step. But it is a 12-step program.
Yeah.
And like I said, if my message don't work, find somebody that does. And and like if your message don't work, they did find somebody that they're comfortable with. And it's just and I don't know how else to put it. It's I don't really know how else to put it other than that.
Yeah. No, I just had to put that out there because I got told from somebody last night, someone that I really have a lot of respect for, that said to me like, hey bro, you like what you're doing, you're just you're leading people in the wrong direction. And if I don't know, I'm sure that like if I was doing something wrong, and if I'm doing something wrong, guys, I want you to let me know. I'll take it as constructive criticism. But I've only had positive feedback, and one person out of how many people telling me something like, so I'm going to go with the majority, and the majority are telling me that that these are good and they help people and they inspire people. So
I mean, that's all you can do is just share your experiences. And don't nobody can claim to be an expert on a subject of any kind. They can be very skilled and very knowledgeable in the subject. I've got tons of experience in suicide, outreach, and I'm not an expert. Just do your thing, and but to always try to be truthful and honest.
yeah.
And just do your best. And like I said, if somebody don't like your message, there's plenty of others out there giving a message. And my advice would be just don't sweat the small stuff. And there's always going to be haters and everything. And just do your thing and just try your best. And
Yeah.
just don't claim to be an expert, and then you ain't got to worry about anything anybody saying to you.
No.
You're just
I'm
sharing your experiences. I mean, that's all you can do.
I'm very humble about what I do, and I'm very careful what I say. I try not to advise people. The only thing I can say is I can just tell you guys what happens, what works for me. But
That's it.
anyway,
What works
bro,
for me.
I've got another request here, so I'm going to cut this short, and I'm going to get one last person on, and then I'm going to wrap this up. But bro, it's always a pleasure talking to you, and thank you for coming on, and I respect you, bro.
I appreciate it, man. I'm usually around. This is about my time I go to bed, but I usually try to catch you at night if I can, and sometimes I lurk, sometimes I don't, but yeah, I but y'all have a great night. And anybody needs to talk about suicide outreach or prevention, or I'm always available. You can call me, if you need to talk to me. That's my thing. I lead the recovery to everybody else, but that's my thing.
Guys,
Everybody stay safe. And
okay.
have a great night.
Later, bro. Yeah, guys. Rob Allen, he works for suicide prevention. He answers phones. He's there. He's the first contact on the line when somebody rings up with suicidal thoughts and stuff. He's the man that answers the phone. So if you're struggling with suicide, or if you know somebody that is, they can reach out to Rob Allen. He knows all about that. He's qualified. He knows what he's talking about. But I have one more person to come on. I'm adding you in, Damien Edson. Hit accept, turn your phone sideways, bro, and we'll get you on here, and you'll be my last person for the night, and then we'll wrap this up.
Sup out, my brother.
What's up, bro?
Hey, in these corridors that's been happening, my bro.
Yeah.
So this is all about addictions, eh, bro?
Yeah, bro. Just trying to raise awareness to we're all people that have gone through it, and we've smoked a lot of drugs. Some of us alcoholics, and we're just sharing our stories pretty much to inspire people. Yeah.
Yeah, brother Trent, there's heaps of brothers that are watching, so and I thought I wanted to jump on and share my life experience with the old methamphetamine, brother.
Yep, that's my drug. That's my drug of choice too, bro. I've smoked a lot of methamphetamine, and that's
I was a bit of a out the gate, bro. I was a bit of a OTG brother on that stuff. No, I done it for 12 years, bro. Yeah, bro. So you know how it is, bro. You know what the life is, bro. Lies, fries, and alibis, and everything else that comes with it, bro. And just the ugly things that it puts you through, bro. Even through for me, my relationship, my friends, just everything, bro. But the main thing that it ruined, bro, was myself, bro. When I was when that dark hole, bro, I ended up doing wrong things, and then it affected everyone else around me, bro. My family, my kids, lost my kids, everything, bro. I was a bit of a violent fella, but when I was on the old crack, bro, I was worse, bro. You know how it is, bro. A bit of a psychotic drug, bro.
Yeah. So so what? How long have you been off the shit for?
I've been off it for a while, actually, bro. Yeah, for long enough. But when I can say 3 years, bro, I can say 3 years, and that's a lag there, But
Yeah. So just
how I got off it, I found my kids, bro. Like my kids were my drive, bro, my determination. I was determined to change. I made a promise to them, bro, that I'll make a difference, bro. To get off the old mess. I ended up. It was a mission, bro. I ended up, signing up into rehab, and that's how it all happened, bro. And that was a bit of a Christian-based rehab, my brother. And then, to be honest, I believe that the Lord delivered me from the darkness, brother, into the light.
Yeah.
And that's how it happened for me, bro. I'll take out there for a second.
Hey guys,
That's how
I just want to say, guys, if you've just joined in, can you please give this video a share? Invite your friends to so people can hear this brother's powerful message.
No.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a Christian-based rehab, brother. I went to Rotorua, and then they were trying to send me to a Māori one, bro, because I'm Māori, and I said nah, and I didn't want to go there just because I'm Māori, so I ended up going to Christian-based rehab, which is up in Manawa. That's Kaimai, up by the Kaimais near Tauranga, in Tauranga.
Yeah.
And that's how I found. That's how. Mission, bro, but I'll tell you now, crack is pretty hard up, brother. Cracking's, it's bro, but you
Me, I'm sick of it.
nice. Yeah, bro. Well, killer.
Try and find out the clicking on the screen, just touch it.
Bro,
Well, what
I don't know
about
what's
you?
going on, bro, but it's hot out freezing, bro. It's hot out freezing them.
Jamie wants to
Yeah, it keeps cutting off.
It's 8:15, hun.
No,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Oh,
That's
where
good
are you?
now.
Are you in rehab, bro?
No, I just go to a day rehab, bro, and I come home every day to my family. I'm doing the 8-week Odyssey House outpatients program here in
Oh,
Auckland, bro.
I mean, nice. That's the one, bro. But you know, bro, I just want to get put it out there, my bro, that the best way to give up, bro, if you got kids, bro,
Yeah,
aren't they not worth it? You know, the kids are where it's
that's
at,
why I'm
bro.
doing it for,
Yeah, you
doing it
can't,
for
you
this
can't,
little one.
yeah. And you want to be real about it, bro. You know? You don't want to just put on an act just to look good in front of everyone, bro. You want to do it because you actually want to do it, eh, brother? And I reckon, bro, that's the way, bro. Kids are the only way you can give up stuff like that. It's the kids, bro. My kids, I made a what made you give up, bro? Your kids.
Yeah, bro. Kids hurting a lot. Hurt my family. Hurt my missus. Just a lot of things, bro.
Yeah. I nearly shot my missus in the face with a gun, bro, because of being on crack.
Oh.
That's just only the start, bro.
know, good time.
There was many things I nearly done to my lady, so close, bro, but that's the myth for you, bro. I went through a bit of a dark phase, you know, as we all do, bro. Made the wrong decisions, but now these days, bro, it's all about our tamariki, and then being that man that your partner has always wanted, bro. I mean, look, they're still with us, bro. There's either something wrong with us or something wrong with them.
Well, whereabouts are you tuning in from, bro? Whereabouts are you?
Tauranga.
Tauranga. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Mean.
what about you?
I'm in Auckland, bro.
Oh, Oxy? Ooh.
Yeah.
That's the heart of it, isn't it?
Yeah, bro. It's yeah. It's all around, bro. But you know, I'm just staying strong to I don't want to poison myself and fucking go all crazy again and start, you know.
Yeah. It's all about your surroundings, You know, if you want to surround yourself with the old crowd, bro, you're going to end up with the old ways and stuck with those old ways, bro. So, the best way that I done it, bro, was just hang out with my family, bro. And that's it. Sort of stayed away from my friends. Heaps of love to my brothers, though, but yeah, I just stayed away from them, bro.
Yeah.
Just because of that reason, I just had a easy going. That's just me, bro. You know, if stuff was in me, I'll grab it and go hard. But I have to sort of like, well, yeah, you know how it is, brother. You know, when things are in there and it's fun, it's free, bro, you're into it.
Yeah.
You know, but Now I just, I just gotta stay away, bro, and just focus on what I'm up to today. These days, mahi hard, or and just hang out with my family, bro.
Yeah. Awesome,
Yeah,
bro.
and just stay away from all the trouble, bro. But I love what you're up to on this, bro. That's me now.
Yeah, Doug. You know, I just come on here just to let people come on and give a message of hope to out to people and just just let people share their stories pretty much. But
Yeah.
I do this at the same
You
time.
know how it is, bro.
Every night.
With that many years of smoking crack, bro, the story is just huge as, bro. There's like heaps of sides to the story, you know what I mean, bro? There's a few
Yeah.
chapters in the game, But the best part is overcoming it, bro, and getting out of it. I've had my slips here and there, bro, and I've had my failures as we do, bro. But it's a matter of fucking getting back on your feet and keep pushing on, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's my time for this live is pretty much up. I keep it to a time limit, but before I shut this down, bro, do you want to give a message of hope, a shout out to those ones that are still using, the ones that are still struggling? Give them a message.
Yeah, of course I can, my brother. My brother's just got to look at it, bro, and look at what he's up to, and look at the situation, bro. I mean, I know it's a trap. I know it's a massive trap to get out of the game, and I know that people may think that this is you, and the things that we're doing, or you're doing now, is normal, but it isn't, bro. To be honest, bro, we are called to do greater things, bro, way better things, not just to be on the crack and be on the stuff and doing all this shit. I mean, I'm not here judging you, my brother, because I've been there and done it. I know it's a trap, my bros, and it's hard, but like I said before, bro, you want to surround yourselves with positive people, my brothers, and just sort of quit that habit, bro, and try and find another habit, bro. Like go to the gym or if you got kids, bro. Like I said before, if you got kids, my brother, that's the best motivation you could ever have in your ever, bro. If they're not worth it, then what's the point, bro? But to me, bro, kids are worth anything, bro, and everything. You know. You want to make a difference for your life, bro. You want to make changes for your life, for your kids. You don't want them going down to that same track, that same path that you're doing. Give them hope, bro. Because, the only way they're going to get hope, bro, is from us, bro. Especially us, Tane, bro. Us men. We are men, bro. We're meant to be people look up to us. Our kids look up to us. A lot of people look up to us, my bros and my sisters out there. Right side by side with your partners, with your families, with your kids, with everyone else out there, bro. It's time to make a difference, bro. Too much people are killing themselves or you're killing each other. It's time to put an end to it, bro. And
Hey, bro.
make a change for your life, bro. And you got this.
Hey, bro. I'm near the end of my life, but I would like to get you on tomorrow night, bro. If you would like to feature as our main guest speaker tomorrow, and fully share your story more in depth, if you would like to, at 7 o'clock tomorrow on tomorrow night's show. If you'd like to come on and be our guest speaker, I'd love to have you on, bro. And you can really give us your full testimony if you'd like to.
Yeah, done, bro. I can do that, brother. Yeah, I can do that for you. Yeah, sweet. Sounds good, bro.
Yeah, we had another guy that did it tonight for a good 20 minutes, half an hour. He shared us a real powerful story about what he's been through with the gang life in America and stuff. And it was an awesome story. And I'd love to hear your story as well, bro.
Yeah, sweet. Sounds good, bro. Yeah, I'm keen. Anything to help and reach out to all those other brothers and sisters out there, bro, that are stuck in the game. Because it's a lethal, it's a deadly trap, that stuff, bro. We both know that.
Yep.
I mean, we all know that. Whoever's watching, It's ugly. But, yeah, I'm keen, bro. Sounds good. Sweet.
Sweet as. I'll give you a message tomorrow and we'll link it up.
Sweet, my brother.
Yeah. I appreciate you coming on, bro. Much respect.
Love our James. Me and brother.
Sweet as, my bro. Later.
Later, my bro. Bless you, bro. God bless. God bless.
Oh wow, that was an awesome. That was a powerful message, and tonight's live was just it was amazing. It was amazing to hear the stories, the messages that come through. You know, I'm truly grateful to be here doing this, and you know, if you are struggling, you can you can always message me. I won't ignore you, but I'm just want to say I'm not a professional. If you are if you need professional advice, ring the addiction hotline or seek professional advice. Um, yeah, I thank you guys for tuning in. This live will be on drug recovery live stream page. If you haven't joined my group yet, please join my group. Add me and follow me if you haven't already. I will be back here again at 7 o'clock tomorrow night and we are going to have Damien Anderson on here to share his testimony with us. And yeah, I can already tell now, guys, that it's going to be a powerful one. It's going to be awesome. So you know, I know I know when I seen people that have really been through it and you know, have been around the game, and these are the people that I like. This is why I do this, to connect you guys, so you can hear, like, you know, where addiction and where drugs will lead you to, and the problems that it causes. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Much love and respect to all. I will see you again here same time tomorrow. Peace. Later.
Guest speaker.